subtracting expressions. Tomorrow you have a quiz on this. Tomorrow you have a quiz on this. I told you that. You have a quiz and a basic skills quiz tomorrow. Okay? Ivan?
Just adding or and the original one?
And the original.
I guess that we were doing last night.
Yes.
Oh, that's easy.
Wait, would this be on there too?
Yes.
Oh no.
It will be this and adding and factoring.
Wait, do we have online homework tonight?
I think I'm aiming for the whole
What?
online homework.
We'll look for this week, yeah. Happy to. Okay, so we're gonna do what we did yesterday and start with different problems than Pearson. So we're gonna start with, I gotta put a title on here. Found out if I put a title on here, it titles it in my notes.
Yeah.
If I write, whatever right at the top is what they write, I don't know. So that's pretty cool.
Oh, you don't have any dark ones.
I like this one.
Okay, subtracting expressions. Ooh. Number one. Let's do 8x plus 3 minus 5x plus 1. Evelyn?
So basically, it's like the other one, except you just subtract both of them.
Yes, that's the general idea. The idea isn't difficult. It's the same as yesterday, except you have to subtract. Except that subtraction kind of messes things up a little bit because it's not commutative like addition is. Subtraction is, you have to do something with subtraction. There's one step first. So what we're actually going to do is take this subtraction and distribute it into these and make it an addition problem. So we're going to turn it into a problem like we had yesterday. How that works is you keep your first set of parentheses, and we're going to add, but then this negative is going to go into each one of these. So instead of a 5x, that's going to be a
Negative.
negative 5x. And instead of a plus 1, it's going to be a
Negative
minus 1.
Oh, wait, then I did this wrong.
Brandon?
What happens if it's already negative?
Then it turns positive.
Oh.
Is the one negative or is it just a subtraction sign?
That's the same thing. But I write it as a subtraction because it's easier for us to do that. Okay, so now it's an addition problem like yesterday. So what needs to be grouped together? It has to be addition, but now we can treat it just like yesterday. Mateo?
On the like term,
Okay, so what are they?
8x and negative 5x.
And we turned it into a plus sign, so I can put a plus in between my sets of parentheses because we did that already. And then what's in my second set of parentheses, Nathan?
3 minus 1.
3 minus 1. You use the sign in front of each of the values. Eliana?
Why didn't you go straight to that, skipping the second step? Like, why couldn't you use that subtraction?
Because as soon as I throw negatives in there, it's not nearly as straightforward. That's the trouble. No, I said it's not as straightforward. So if I put addition in here, then it works easier. So just, on this problem you could have probably. Okay, so I would end up with 3x plus 2. Ivan?
I just did the same thing, but I just started subtracting right away. Like,
But that's what Eliana was talking about too. Let me give you a different problem. And I'll show you why it's not a good idea to do that. On this one, it did work. Everybody got this down? Okay, number 2. Uh, 7x minus 1 minus 3x minus 5. Oh, sorry, I put this down.
Huh?
I'll put this down.
oh, I can see.
You could see it? I'll
He's
put it down.
tall.
So for those of you that wanted to jump right ahead into subtraction, this is a slightly more difficult version that explains a little bit why. So if you do 7x minus 3x, you're fine. But when you go to do -1 minus -5, then that gets a little trickier. There's a lot of negatives involved that you should take care of first. That's kind of the trouble. So let's go ahead and turn this into an addition problem. So we keep the first. And then we're gonna add the opposite of everything in that second set of parentheses. I'm gonna turn this into an addition problem, and I'm gonna add the opposite of each of these. So what's the opposite of 3x? Negative 3x. And what's the opposite of -5? Plus 5. Now we have an addition problem, so let's rearrange what we've got. What can go in the first set of parentheses? Hannah?
What do you mean?
What can I group together in the first set of parentheses?
Oh. 7x and -3x.
Okay, plus, what can go in the second set of parentheses? Claire?
-11 plus 5.
It's a 1 though.
Oh.
Okay.
Wait. Oh yeah, that's right.
I think it was your parentheses. Be more careful on your parentheses.
-1 plus 5.
Plus 5, okay? So we got the x's together, we got the numbers together. So what's my answer? Who can do that work for us? 2 sets of parentheses. Jude?
4x plus 4.
Very good. 4x plus 4.
So for the -1 plus 5, I just put 5 minus 1, is that okay? Like I just switched around.
Yes. Yes.
Is that okay just because it felt
As
easier?
long as you keep the negative on the 1, that's fine. Yep. Mateo?
In Pearson, are they gonna do what decimal subtraction?
Yes. So we're gonna get there yet. I wanted to get this idea before I did any of that though. Okay, let's do one more. Number 3. Oh, I was waiting for you to write it down, but I have to tell you it, don't I? I will. Let's do 8t minus 5 minus 9t plus 4 minus 3x.
Okay, hold the.
She's getting confused now.
Yeah, you can.
Okay?
Oh, wait.
Once we turn it into addition, you'll be much better able to handle what to do with this.
What is it? This was on our homework class.
Something like this was, yes.
And so I thought that you were like supposed to do something else, but you weren't.
No, you weren't. Okay, so let's first get this into an addition problem. We're gonna keep the first set of parentheses just as is. And then we are going to add, and we're gonna do the opposite of everything in the second set of parentheses. We're gonna add the opposite of everything. So the opposite of 9t is negative 9t. Instead of plus 4, we have minus 4. And instead of minus 3x, we have plus 3x.
Ho ho.
How many sets of parentheses am I gonna have?
3.
How many sets of parentheses? Eliana? How come?
Because you have the t variable, constant, and x variable.
Good, we have t's, we have numbers, we have x's. So we're gonna have 3 separate set of parentheses with all the t's in one, all the numbers in one, and all the x's in another. So in the first one, if we group our t values, what's gonna go in the t set of parentheses? Landon?
8t minus 9t.
8t minus 9t, very good. And now if you get quite a few on here, I did this with somebody this morning, you might want to cross them out as you put them into a parenthesis. That way you don't miss some of them. Okay? What's going to go in my constant set of parentheses? What numbers can go together? Bailey?
4.
The 5 and the 4?
Yeah.
Okay, what kind of 5 is it though? What's the sign in front of the 5? So -5, and what about the 4? So -5 minus 4. -5 minus 4, those are gone.
-1.
And then I still have one term left, and that's the third set of parentheses, but it's just by itself. So sad, it's very lonely. Okay, but there we go, it's in a parenthesis. So we have 3 sets of parentheses, but only 2 of them need work done though. So I gotta figure out what this one is, gotta figure out what this one is, and then that one doesn't have anything to do. So what is the t variable? What is this one? 8t minus 9t. Carolyn?
-1.
-1t? What about the numbers? -5 minus 4. Jace?
Negative, would it be x? Or would it be a 1? Because usually on the other problems, if it was a 1, it would either,
Oh, it's not a 1 though, be careful. Both of these are negatives. So do you add 5 and 4 or
Oh.
subtract 5 and 4?
subtract,
If
I
they're
would
the-
add.
If they're the same sign, you add them. So what am I gonna get here? Evelyn?
-9.
-9, so I put -9. And then
Plus
the 3x
3x.
is just a 3x. That's our answer. So I'm hoping you're seeing the need to get this into an addition problem. There's too much to keep track of without that. Questions right now? Everybody feels good? Okay, let's do one more. We'll bring fractions in now, okay? We'll do 5/6 x minus 2 minus 1/6 x minus 4. Okay, I want everybody to try getting this turned into an addition problem. Rewrite that as an addition problem. The general idea is you keep the first set of parentheses. What do you do with the second set of parentheses?
Inverse it.
Opposite of everything. Not quite. Not the second. Not the second. It is the forward one.
Oh, so
I'm shoving. Hold on, we're gonna go through it in a second. All right.
oh no, it's a trophy.
For those of you that were able to try that, you would have the first set of parentheses exactly as it is. Nothing changes in the first set of parentheses. The subtraction changes to an addition. And then we have to do the opposite of each of these. So this is a positive, the opposite is going to be a negative. This one's a negative, the opposite is going to be positive. So I have -1/6 x plus 4. You didn't get that right, change it now. If you did get it right, congratulations. Okay, what do we do now that it's addition? Claire?
You take the 5/6 x and then take the 1/6 x from the other parentheses and put that negative
Negative, okay, good.
over there. And then close your parentheses.
Yep.
Plus, put another parentheses with -2 plus 4.
Very good. So I grouped together the 5/6 x and the -1/6 x together in a parenthesis, and I grouped together the -2 and the +4 in a second set of parentheses. Do Do I have work I have to do in order to subtract these fractions? Do they have what I need?
Yes, they have common.
They've got their common denominator. So I set this one up nicely that we could be able to do this work. So what's 5/6 minus 1/6? Hannah? 4/6. So 4/6 x. Negative, what?
Alright, so wait. There's a okay, so the 5/6 and negative 1/6. I think that you turn the 4 into a negative.
No. It was a negative 4. So it turned into a positive. So it's a +4.
But the negative 2 did.
No, because that was from the first set of parentheses. The first set of parentheses don't change.
Oh, only the second.
Only the second. Yep. Okay, negative 2 plus 4. Jace, since these are opposite signs, do I add 2 and 4 or subtract 2 and 4?
Subtract.
Subtract 2 and 4. So I would do 4 minus 2 is 2. And should it be a plus or a minus?
But the reason I thought it was subtraction on the last one is because it looked like it said, a negative 5 minus 4.
It did.
No, that's what it looked like, so I thought you would do 4 subtracted by negative 5.
Oh, I see. I got you. Okay. What's the only last thing in this problem? We've got everything simplified we got everything combined like we can't have to. Except there is a simplifying matter. What is it? There's a simplifying issue that we still have to address. Donna?
2/3 x.
This should be 2/3. 4/6, that still has what in it?
They can both be divided by 2.
Divided both by 2. So the end answer should be 2/3 x plus 2. Okay, finish writing that down. We're going to go back to some of the Pearson problems. Are we ready? Got a whole page of notes already, don't you?
Yeah.
Got a lot today.
1.5 pages.
And what time is it? Not even close.
Okay, here we go.
Your shoe fall off.
Wow, it's a magic shoe.
Shoe flew off. You sure?
Okay, yeah.
Use the restroom.
Okay, take a look at this. It's actually going to look very similar to a problem that we did yesterday, except a different question is being asked. So they have a Zippy Health Club. We talked about a health club cost yesterday. They have $49.95 to join and then $19.95 per month. So what does this mean? We discussed this yesterday kind of at length. What does this mean? Nathan?
Well, the 94.95 is the
Okay. Okay, so this is the initial fee that you pay once. This is the fee that you pay repeatedly. So when we go to write an expression for the Zippy Health Club, which one is going to have a variable with it? $49.95 or $19.95? Which one's going to have a variable? Carolyn?
1995.
Good, because it's per month, multiple times. For the Be Strong Health Club, there is no initial fee. What's going on this one?
Oh,
It's $10 off the first one.
So, what's going on here? Mateo?
the discount off $10 for the first month.
So how much are you gonna pay on the first month? $14.99 for the first month. So it's kind of like, the first thing we do is pay $14.99 because it's $10 off of this, and then every time after that, we pay $24.99 a month. Okay? The question is though, how much more does this one charge than this one? So it's not how much they charge in total, it's how different are they? what operation do we use to find how far apart two things are? Jude? Subtraction. That's why it's on today's lesson and not yesterday's lesson. So go ahead and write down some of this information. I'll copy it in the notes when you're ready. So write down the first information. Write down the second information.
Is it asking for like 1 month or like?
Multiple months.
Well, here's the thing. It's $10 off. So how would
1
you-
month. Only 1 month.
Exactly, but how would you write it?
I'll show you. I'll show you. Some of you have it written?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go to notes, the rest of you can finish with me then. Number 5. We have the Zippy and Be Strong. I remember that Zippy was $49.95. And was it $24.95? No.
No,
1995.
Oh, you guys.
Wait, I thought, this was, $49.99 to.
No, $49.95.
Oh, okay.
And $10 off and $24.99 per month. So underneath each of these, let's just first try to write the expression that represents it. So how would I write the Zippy Health Club information down? In math terms, how would I write this? Ivan?
$4.95. No,
$49.95?
yeah, $49.95. Minus $19.95 X
Plus.
plus.
Because you pay more and more and more, that's an addition. So plus $19.95 X.
I thought it was X with $49.95.
What?
I thought it was X with $49.95.
Okay, somebody explain that then. Evelyn just said, I thought it was X with the $49.95. Why did we put the X with the
Because it's a
$19.95?
variable.
Because why?
Because it's a variable. Because it's per month.
It's the per month, very good. It's always with the per month. Okay, what about Be Strong? Does anybody have any ideas of how to write that one? This is different than yesterday. Any thoughts on how to write that one? Donnie?
$24.99, I guess, X minus 10.
It is. Good job. So it's $24.99 X because that's the per month, and then $10 off just means you get to subtract 10.
Wait, question.
Yeah.
I put it as like I treated it as $14.99 like an initial fee, and then $24.99 per every month.
I was actually thinking that as well, but if we wrote it that way, you'd be paying your first month as an initial fee, but it's actually covering the entire month. Otherwise, they'd be charging you $24.99 for the first month also. You
Okay.
see, I thought that at first as well, and I was like, wait, that can't be right. Okay, and our job is to write down what we're trying to do. We need to find the difference. X months.
Can we use inlines?
You can use them if you want to, yep. So if we want to find the difference, we need to find the subtraction between the two. This one starts out quite a bit more expensive, so we're going to do this one minus this one. So $49.95 plus 1995x minus 2499x minus 10.
Yeah.
That's what I'm trying to do. What do I do to get these subtracted? I would go back to remember how to do this. Sam? Okay, good. We're gonna keep all of these and do the opposite of all of these. When we do the opposite of all of these, what happens to my subtraction sign? Hannah?
It turns into
Turns into a plus sign. Okay, so I'm gonna keep my first set of parentheses. Plus, and then do the opposite of all the second ones. So negative 2499x plus 10 is what that would get us.
Negative 10?
No, because what's the opposite of negative 10?
Oh.
Plus 10. The opposite of each of their signs. Now what?
We do it.
Can
Yeah.
you?
Yes. Do it.
Evelyn.
Okay. So we add the first two.
What do you mean, first two?
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we haven't done that yet.
1995x. We put a minus sign.
Mhm.
Negative.
Minus.
No, 2499x.
Yep.
You can close the parentheses. Plus 10. Plus 4995 and close the parentheses.
Good.
Ha.
I think a lot of you probably would have done 4995 plus 10 here. Doesn't matter which way they're written now. Okay, so we grouped the per month fees and we grouped the regular numbers over here. Now we've got to figure out what we get. What's going to happen in this first set of parentheses? When I take 1995 and subtract 2499, what's going to happen? Jude?
It's gonna. You want the answer?
Sure.
Alright, it is,
Can you do that?
yes,
Yeah. Okay.
it's $5.04. Oh, it's negative
It's gonna be a negative.
$5.
Right, because this is more than this. So we would use subtraction to solve this, but it's gonna be in the other order because the bigger one is second. So we would do, I'm just gonna sketch this down here. 2499 subtract 1995. Oops.
And you get.
So $5.04, but negative $5.04. So that's what that gives us. The first set of parentheses is negative 5.04x plus, what about the second set of parentheses? You should be able to add that using mental math. So what's 49 plus 10?
59.
59, so it's 59.95.
59.95.
And it doesn't ask for a number answer, because we don't have a number answer, we have an expression answer. This represents the difference.
Yeah.
So if I was gonna go to the gym for 7 months, I could put 7 in here and figure out what the difference is. Y'all got that written?
That was a lot.
It was a lot. Let's see what this last one is. I think we're only gonna do one more, I think. Yes, this one.
Yes.
Fun!
Fun, fun, fun.
You can do this, I know you can.
Family
Fun.
friends trouble.
It wasn't sarcasm. Write this down, please. Copy it down. Last one.
Good thing you cut.
Good thing I have.
Write it down.
Fine.
Can we do it by ourselves? Like we'll try it and then you go over it?
No, we're
No.
Oh, come on, you have to find common denominators.
We do.
Come on, come on.
We won't have to.
Oh yeah, because
Those aren't together. They
Oh.
go together.
2Q and 1/2 Q are gonna go together.
Oh yeah, they don't. Oh, I was about to say.
It's gonna be tough to find one
We will.
or
Does somebody have it all written?
Yes.
Don't worry, it's coming back. I just.
I don't know where you put the letter.
Oh my gosh, that was a long problem. Okay, number 6. Eliana?
Plus 2/5 and parentheses minus
Yep.
4 minus 3J minus 1/2 Q.
Okay, so that's the rest of the problem. Go ahead and get it written out if you haven't yet. Can I jump right to regrouping everything?
No, wait, no.
Not till it's an addition
No.
problem. I have
Oh.
to make it an addition problem first. So I'm gonna keep my first set of parentheses. Just as is, and then I'm gonna add the opposite of everything in the second set of parentheses. What's the opposite of 4?
Negative 4.
Okay, so negative 4. Then next is a negative 3j, positive 3j. Negative 1/2 q.
Positive 1/2 Q.
Positive 1/2 q. Give me a regrouping parenthesis. Give me one of the parentheses. Donnie?
5J plus 3J.
5j plus 3j. So that's
Okay.
this one plus 3j. And I'm gonna cross them out because I got a lot of them. So we're gonna just cross out the j terms. What's another set of parentheses, Mateo?
2Q, negative 2Q,
Negative 2q.
plus 1/2 Q.
Yep. Negative 2q in this first one, plus 1/2 q in the second one. Plus, now we have a 2/5 here and a negative 4 here. Are those like terms?
Yes.
Yes, they are. Don't get confused that one is a fraction and one isn't. Those are both just numbers. Neither of them have variables, so they're still like terms. So 2/5 minus 4 is my third parenthesis.
I got the answer.
Do you?
Yes.
It's kind of nice when you get them split up into parentheses because you don't have to look at so much at one time. All I have to look at is this right now. What will I end up with my j term?
8.
Yes, you're right. Nathan? AJ. So it's not quite so much to look at when you can just look at this parenthesis. What about this parenthesis? Jace?
Negative 2.5 Q.
Not negative 2.5.
Hey.
Because
I know.
if they were both positive or both negative, you'd be right, you could add them together. But this
Negative
is negative and this is positive. So it's actually gonna be 2 minus 1/2.
Oh,
So 2 minus 1/2. Hannah?
Can I get 1.5?
Negative 1 and 1/2.
What?
wanted to say that.
For those of you that were having trouble with that one, I'm gonna write down separately here, it's negative 2 plus 1/2. Well, that would be negative 2 over 1. What would be my common denominators? William?
2.
2. So this one needs multiplied by 2, right? So I'd get negative 4 over 2 plus 1 over 2. What's negative 4 plus 1?
4.
Wait, no,
Five.
wait.
Negative.
Negative 3. So it'd be negative 3 over 2. Turn that back into a mixed number and it would be negative 1 and 1/2. So you can go through all that work of common denominators if you are uncertain of yourself. Because this needs to have a 2 in the denominator, so it has to be multiplied by 2. So you get 4 over 2 for common denominator. This is kind of my separate space down here. Okay? No, I don't think it ends.
Oh, God.
Okay, then we have the numbers over here. We have 2/5 minus 4. I would think we probably need to write down some work for that one also, right? 2/5 minus 4 over 1. This is good review for your basic skills quizzes tomorrow. 2/5 minus 4 over 1. What would be my common denominator? Donnie? 5. So I need to multiply that second fraction by 5. First fraction already has a 5. What does the second one become? 25. I have to do 2 minus 20. Negative 18 fifths. How many times does 5 go into 18? 3. That gets you to 15. How many more to 18? 3 fifths. So minus 3 and 3 fifths. Okay, so does it take quite a bit of written work? Yes, it does. But if you look at the different parts to it, like, might you make a mistake on your math on one of these?
Yeah.
I mean, it's possible, but don't get yourself so frustrated that you can't separate the parts of it. All right, we've got about almost 6 minutes. Go ahead and take out your iPads. You want to keep out your paper so you can use it for working, you may. Evelyn, can you switch that off?
Yep.